Okay. Good evening, everybody. So, I hope that you've had a okay week. Um, I'm supposed to be on here twice a week. It didn't work out that way this week, but I gotta try to get at least this one time and be consistent with the other. But I wanted to get on here tonight specifically to talk about mental health, panic and anxiety, preferably, but it could be any different categories of mental health you can apply. I tie mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical um, out of alignments of why we experience panic and anxiety, and I wanted to just talk about, break them down, and then it's all based on my experience, so what you experience is going to be different. Um, First thing I tell people to go get checked out to make sure you don't have sometimes I get panic and anxiety from my sugar being too low. I had to go get tested to make sure I wasn't diabetic, and I wasn't, so being it clear for that. Um, you just want to make sure that everything is like health wise. It's nothing really going on, and then start the process of elimination of why you think you experience these things. It could be hereditary. It could be mental. It could be physical. It can be emotional. It could be spiritual. And it's your responsibility to figure out. It's your journey to healing. And no one's going to do it but you. And it's going to suck. It's going to hurt. You're going to feel alone. But you have to make the decision that you're going to heal for your own benefit. And doing so, you might find people that might call you crazy, that might say, oh, you're making things up, and that you're going to have to learn to deal with that because one will understand, and that's okay. But there are people that do understand. You just gotta wean out those negative people and find a circle of people that's gonna actually listen and care and not criticize and put down. So tonight I'm going to talk about let's see what I want to do first, physical aspects of why I tie all these. To me, it's four that ties into why things happen. So let's talk about the physical. So physically, we may experience panic and anxiety and other mental health because maybe it's something going on with our bodies. Um, I know that if I don't eat um, properly, or if I go all day and don't eat, I'm going to experience one of those. I try to I eat good breakfast, try to eat in between, and then I try to stay hydrated. Water is very important, and cool water. Sometimes when I'm experiencing that and I drink cool water, it calms it down some. Um, but yeah, I have to eat, not all the time, but periodically, at least three. We're supposed to eat 6 meals a day, but if I eat 3 meals and one snack, I'm okay. That I had to learn about myself. I can feel it when I'm hungry. My body is in a panic mood and it's telling me that I need to eat, or the symptoms of a panic attack will arise. So, um, last week I experienced a severe one because I went almost the entire day and didn't eat. Like, I ate early in the morning and I didn't eat again until later on at night. I only had a snack. And for me, someone like me, if you know yourself, I can't do that. I know that. And I forgot to keep stuff on hand. And that's one thing I learned from last week's experience, is that I gotta have, even if it's 2 bananas, peanut butter, something on hand till I can get to a meal. And it can't be, snacks is a temporary fix. I have to have a meal, especially when my sugar drops like that. That's why I say go get checked out. Make sure you're not diabetic, because that's a sign of being a diabetic. But there's also another thing called hyperglycemic, is when your sugar drops and you need to eat. So I gotta make sure that I'm eating, and not you can. It's not just eating; it's eating the proper stuff. Yes, I eat junk sometimes. Junk doesn't really trigger, but it's not going to benefit much either if I'm just consuming junk all the time. So I try to eat a variety of good foods, fruits and vegetables in my diet, protein. I'm a vegetarian, so I try to make sure, I try to make sure I get a variety of different things in my diet. I actually started taking a magnesium pill again in the morning, because I heard that helps, and it has been helping, along with deep breathing. I used to run to the ER every time I would have one, and now I just breathe my way through it, and that takes some practice, because at first, your body is tense, it's raging, you feel the tightness, and then you want to just run away, but you can't. You got to learn to deal with it, and that's what I have not been to ER for that in probably a couple years. And physically, for me, exercise helps with the symptoms. It actually is a stress reliever. I try to exercise 5 to 6 days a week and alternate. Find what works for you. That what works for me. When I'm eating on point, exercise is on point, getting at least 6 hours of sleep a night, and then I'm starting to add back yoga on Sundays for me, and then meditate at least 10 minutes a day. Oh, that's not a physical part, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, physically, my body is good. I'm not carrying extra weight. I'm eating right, and so it makes me feel better. And also, I tried, if you want to, this water, put frozen berries, pineapple, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of honey, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Let it sit overnight. Shake it. Let the frozen berries, and sometimes you could add lemon or lime. Let it sit overnight. And I sipped that. I found that me sipping that throughout the day almost gets rid of my panic. But you have everything in life, you have to be consistent with it if you want it to work. I'm working on consistency. It's hard, but one of my goals this year is to be consistent in whatever I set my mind to, and I'm trying to tackle this each and every day. So I talk about the physical aspects of it, and just find what works for you. Try it out. You can go on YouTube, find ways to, improve your eating, your health, your physical part, and see what works for you. You might find something that you like and try. It doesn't have to be what everyone else is doing. And remember, it's your journey for yourself. You're trying to get better for yourself. You're trying to heal for yourself. That way you can become who you are and become what the world needs. And when you heal on the inside, you feel better overall. So take time and find out what works for you. Go through the different aspects of it, and you'll see. And only you can decide what works for you. Don't let the naysayers, don't let the negative comments from other people keep you down. I'm going to end this tonight. I want you to have a great night. Remember, you are worthy and you're worth anything that you want or put your heart to it. And don't let no one tell you different. And you take care of yourself. And remember, work on those whys and start physical part. Try to improve what you're eating and what your body's doing and see if that works. All right, have a good night.